hopefully Jan will join us shortly. But real quickly, as far as just if you guys want to take any notes of any sort, uh, as Chrissy alluded to, we're going to hopefully plan, if we can, to arrive there by 10 o'clock on Monday morning at the very latest. I'll be there beforehand. I'll be there at 8:30, meeting with the AV guys just to make sure everything is, good to go, all ready to go, set up and everything. Um, and they're just, you guys should know, the Hyatt Regency Atlanta is where we're meeting. It's at 265 Peachtree Street. And the rooms are the Centennial Ballrooms is where we're meeting, numbers 1 and 2. It's basically where the entire, the general session begins. We'll be in there. So again, that's Centennial Ballrooms number 1 and 2. If we can arrive at 10, they'll have this general session going. The first medical session will also start at 9:30, and then at 10:30 there's a break, and it's at that 10:30 time that we're just going to set up, small little things so we can make sure we're ready to go by 11. From what I understand, when I talked to Jan, she's actually going to get there tomorrow, Sunday afternoon between 1 and 3 to drop off things like the push-pull sled, I think a couple lifting boxes as well. So those guys can put those to the side and have them ready to go for us. We'll also have 4 or probably 3 or 4 tables on the stage that will have black tablecloths ready to go. So you guys, if you have anything that's set up, I know, Chris, you have your upper extremity stuff, so we can get that set up there. Jan, I don't believe you had anything, correct, that you'll need to go on the table. Is that right? I mean, not Jan, I mean Robin.
Oh, yeah, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something, Merritt. Did we decide to just stick with our individual showing of like the kneeling and the reaching that Chrissy's doing, and
Yeah.
we're not each going to set up an FCE area that people can come to, is that correct?
We're all going to be, we're basically, we'll have all 4 individuals on stage, and
Okay.
you'll each have 3 to 4 minutes to kind of knock through your thing and demonstrate it. So as we'll have a camera guy up there too, kind of recording you so that it blasts on the 2 screens that's going to be in the meeting room. So basically you'll have 3 minutes to do your deal, so then we can move on to the next.
Okay. So all I was going to bring is like something for people to kneel on, if, like sometimes you have that in your clinic like a pad, and then I might bring the clothespins to show how they might do forward reaching with the kneeling or overhead reaching or something like that, and I can just put it on the end of the table and just show them and how they modify it and the time and, whatever they would do. So
maybe we'll jump ahead towards that actually while we're at it. Just for some sort of people participation, do you guys think it's a good idea? Maybe we'll just grab one person right at the beginning of that segment and have that person kind of go through each thing. Does that make sense? Since we'll be on.
Yes.
You guys like?
I think that's great. Yep. This is Jan, by the way. Hello.
Hey, Jan.
Hi.
So, yeah,
Robin, I'd really like for you to do that reaching because, I'm doing the Minnesota and the Purdue, more of a fine manipulation type test. And so if you're taking care of the reaching, I think that'd be great. That would allow us to cover all our bases. I was worried about that reaching piece, so I think that'd be great.
okay.
Does that sound good? Okay, so let's just quick overview as far as the flow of this thing. So you guys know we'll have a video performance that we just literally finished today that we'll play, and then what my hope is essentially while the videos are playing, that's when the presenters will actually switch out. So obviously for Chrissy being first, she'll already be on stage by the podium while the video is playing. So when it's done, the spotlight goes to Chrissy because the video will actually introduce her. And as she's finishing up, obviously Jana will be right behind her just so we stay on time. And speaking of time, Teresa, who works in our department, she'll be with us there. She's going to have these nice big bold signs to let you know when you have 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and 1 minute, and time's up for your presentation. We kind of, because it's so much, we need to make sure that we stay as timely as possible. So she'll be at the very front, and so that way you can see as far as how much time you have remaining. So after Jan is done with her spiel, we're going to show another video. And during that video, while that video is playing, is where we'll need to have Lori start transitioning up to the stage as well. So that goes through for like a minute and a half or so. And then Lori gets up there. She does her mini demonstration for about 10 minutes. And then she'll lead us into the first segment, which is the lift test. So she'll do her 3 minutes worth. And then we'll switch over to Robin, where she'll do the kneel testing. Then over to Dan again, where she'll do the push-pull. And then last but not least, then Chrissy will do the upper extremity type stuff. First of all, do y'all see my screen okay by chance? Robin, can you see what I'm doing?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And so, I mean, Mary, just because I know I keep changing this, but for kneeling, I just feel like it's so, like, there's not much to it at all. I don't know if you want me to comment on how we test squatting and kind of stooping and kneeling and incorporate all those kind of together and just show them the different positions, or is Lori going to do that in her mini FCE?
I think it's fine for you to jump into some of those if you like. I think that's totally fine. What I'm hoping for everybody, honestly, during this segment, when I'm glad you brought that up, Robin, is that we probably need to make sure when we're doing these, we're demonstrating the actual task, but what are we looking for? What are the signs of anything, whether it be someone that's not putting forth full effort, or if there's any good effort or not, just the different things that you may be looking for. So you just want to talk to the audience. We just don't want to demonstrate it. Because remember, the camera crew is going to be able to broadcast this on the two screens. So you have to be a storyteller during your portion of it and just tell them all the different things that you may be looking for. So we'll just steal somebody from the crowd, and then we'll just work them through each demonstration, and you guys just go ahead and tell them the story of all the things that you're looking for as far as good, bad, or indifferent. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay. And then we'll lead into Act 3, where we'll have another video performance, and where at the end it will introduce Robin, where she'll do her the findings and application and everything. And then we're going to have a final video, which is being finalized right now, which basically just wraps it all up, pulls it all in. It's going to introduce each of you again, so everyone kind of walk up on the stage as your name is called. You know, you get the hand claps and everything else. And again, we're going to give some kudos to Dr. Weil, so he'll have him come up on stage also and just thank him, and then we'll pretty much be done at that point. So that's the agenda. I'm going to pull up really quick something that we created for the AV team. So I sent this off to the AV guys today. I talked to them yesterday, and they said that it would be helpful just for them to have to the minute what's taking place. But I just wanted you guys to be aware of it as well, so you can kind of see the specifics and the detail in this and that. So as soon as we start, we're going to have them completely darken and blacken the room and have the sound up, and the only thing the people are going to see is the first video that's playing. And as soon as that's done, we'll put some dimming lights into the room, and your mics are on, and that's when Chrissy, she'll start presenting right then and there. She'll do her thing, and then Jan is going to be right behind her. And as soon as Jan is done, drop the lights completely off again, turn the sound up really big, have the video playing again, and then when that's done, lights go up. So you can kind of see the walkthrough here. And then obviously Lori jumps in, does the demo, and then we get right into each of you doing your demo portions as well. And this is the portion where basically the camera crew will work through everybody, making sure that you get broadcasted on the screens. So you just kind of see that here. And then again, we drop the video, and drop all the lights off, turn the sound up. And then when that's done, turn the lights up again, and then Robin, your presentation. Lights go off again, final video, and then it's over. I'll make some couple last few comments, and then that'll be pretty much done. So this is just really, I sent these to the guys just so they're very clear on what's supposed to take place, because this is really fast moving and very dynamic. Any questions so far, guys? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds great.
Awesome. So we put together, we're going to show you guys, there's a program online that's called Poll Everywhere. And basically all it is just a way for people to text in their responses to a survey question via their cell phones. Teresa is going to be passing these little slits of paper out, just letting people know the instructions as far as how to utilize their cell phones in the presentation. Hey, Jen, do me a favor. If you don't mind either moving your phone, there's a lot of background noise.
Merritt?
Yeah.
Hello, I cannot hear you.
Again, there you go. Perfect.
No, that's better. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's just having Jan mute her phone for a minute. So anyway, here's the instructions on the smartphone usage. So we're just going to have them use that. We got about 3 questions for them to do it, but we just want to make this as dummy-proof as possible for people to use their cell phones during the presentation. And I think that's all I had. Chrissy, you ready to do the big reveal?
Yes, let's do the big reveal. What I'll do here, Mary, if you'll make me presenter, and I'll share my screen. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'll just kind of run through this so you can see it, and then I'll share the link with you so that you can, okay, there we go. I'm showing my screen. Let's do that. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
I can't because I'm driving, but maybe I can.
Oh, that's right, Jan, you can't. So what I'll do is after I go through this, I'll send you guys the link so you can see. What I had to do on several of your presentations is shrink them down or just do some keywords or shorten some phrases. So I'll send this to you so you can forward through it and look at your particular sections and just make sure you're intimately familiar with them.
Thank you.
So Merritt and Robin, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I can.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, and as we go through this, we're just going to start here. This will be the background screen here, and we'll just get started. So there's the first video that Merritt was talking about. I'm not going to run through the whole thing. I'll let you guys see it, but this will pop up.
Information, which presents core essential elements, effective and ineffective FCE. Speakers will share current research and best practices on how to apply FCE. And closely. This video really is sensitive.
As this, I'll talk this through a little bit. So basically what we've done, we have a setup where it's showing a busy scene where Superman, basically there's a cop. There's going to be some case managers who are basically being captured, if you will, by this FCE package, if you will. And so Superman comes into the scene, the backdrop, and they're basically having a discussion. Superman's trying to go in, and then you'll see a part where Lex Luthor actually, is it still playing, Chris? You guys have stopped. Is it stopped?
Oh, I stopped it. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah, so basically Lex Luthor will come into the scene, and then that's when he and Superman kind of have their battle discussion, if you will, and then in the package, Superman, unbeknownst to Superman, there's a package of this kryptonite in the package, and he approaches it, and he basically gets stunned and shocked by it, and that's when you could probably take it to the end, Chrissy, so they can see where the introduction happens, because that's where they'll know their cue to start if you want to do that.
It's going to buffer through to the end, Merritt, because I'm...
the book, Lex. This time they learn the difference between a good FCE and a bad FCE. The bug stops here. Now, take shots with him. You know what I mean.
Who are you going to believe? Me? Look at this.
That suit is on point.
Look at him. He's wearing a cape. That's underwear on the outside. You really want to take advice?
But I don't know how to tell a good FCE badly.
Quite simple. I'll show you. Kryptonite!
So yeah, here's where every person will get an introduction like this. So letting the audience know that we're going into the next segment. So, take it away.
Okay.
Yep.
So there we go. We start in. We go through mine. These are all my slides here, and you guys can see how at the bottom I'm just tapping through. You can also use right arrow on your computer. So we go through all my research, main players, why use an FCE, the shift, FCEs and disability, all that great research, the value, and questions to ask. And then from this point, I go back to this big screen, and then Jan, that'll be your cue.
Okay.
So Jan comes on. Here's her introductory slide. And Jan, the way I did this is you'll see that your slides go between a Superman background for good and a Lex Luthor green background for evil.
Good.
So,
That's
yeah.
great.
So there we go. So here's your. So we start out with good indications for an FCE, and then we go into the poll everywhere. And then at this point, and Merritt, I guess we need to work out if I'm sitting there with her or we just have Jan do this. We click on the poll everywhere, and it'll pop over to the poll everywhere website. So you want to talk about this just a second?
Yeah, so basically with Poll Everywhere, just so you're familiar with it, essentially it's just a great way to have the audience actually participate and be involved in the presentation. It was a big part, hope for us that when we do this talk that we have some sort of audience participation, and this was probably the easiest, quickest, dirtiest way for us to do it. So Jan, what I basically did is took 3 of your slides that you're basically making a statement. So the first statement is the evaluator's job is to determine what this individual can safely do at the workplace without risk of injury. So essentially, the audience will text in what they think is either good. Is this a good situation or is this a bad situation? And it's live. So it basically will show the audience what percentage of the audience thought that this was good or evil. And then after you give them like 20 seconds, just make it really brief because it's straightforward. And when they do that response, and then you can see, then let's say that the answer is for this one true or good, then you can flip over, then you could just take it from there and say, hey, well, those who you answered good or true, that's correct, and this is why, blah, 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 blah. And then you can jump right back into the Prezi by clicking on the tab where Christy is right over here.
And I'll show you this, Jan, just so you're familiar with it. So you just click right back on the tab and go to present, and it takes right back up where you left off.
Okay.
So we'll go there.
With you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll show that to you.
Okay, thanks.
And then again, I'm just forwarding my arrow through these. So here we go, good, evil, and then we've got another poll, and you'll just click on that. It'll do the same thing, take you to poll everywhere, and then you'll pop right back into your presentation. We go through job descriptions, evil job descriptions, good job descriptions, and then we go into maximum material handling abilities, and then a good example of those, more good examples. We go through an evil example, and then their non-material handling abilities over an 8-hour workday. We give good examples of that, methods times measurements, and then the final poll everywhere. Again, you pop into that, do the audience thing, and you'll pop right back into the Prezi, and I'll show you how to do that seamlessly.
Okay, that sounds great.
You go through your evil stuff.
Good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's good, yeah.
Then evil approach, a few more of Jan's, calculating the COV. I hope I'm not making you guys dizzy here. Conclusions. And then the report, Jan goes through a good report, Jan goes through an evil report, what FCEs must be, and then her final slide of putting the punch in your conclusions. That's the final slide. Then we go back to the main screen, and it's time for the next video. So, Merritt, do you want to tell them a little bit about this one?
And real quick, Jan, too, with this, you're just going to have to really be pretty fluid because you got quite a bit of information there still, which I think it's great. But you're going to have to really keep it going because we kind of shortened you up. I guess I gave you a little pause there with some of this poll everywhere stuff, and I think it'll be great. But you're just going to have to constantly keep this thing moving as we go through here.
Yeah.
Um,
It sounds like I thought we had taken out some of those slides to make it shorter, but then I'm fine with them in there. Are you fine with the fact that that'll still?
yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah, I think it should be fine. I don't
Okay.
necessarily think you probably don't. You probably want to give the highlights is what I'm saying to.
Okay.
Because Chrissy did a really nice job with tailoring it down as well, but really just give the punchline to a lot of this because it's a whole storyline that we got going on in here between both the
No,
videos.
I like it. I think I'll just get to the point and go fast as I can,
So to
but
Chris,
without sounding like I'm rushing.
yeah,
Obviously. But no, I like that polling thing too. That's cool. That'll be great. I hope I can pull it off. But
oh
maybe
yeah,
I'll
well
let you tutor me a little bit before we start.
yeah, Chrissy,
I will. Yeah, I certainly will.
Okay, thanks.
she'll be back there womaning the whole thing, so we'll make sure that everything goes smoothly. But
Oh, thank God.
the second video that
Don't leave me, Chrissy.
I won't, Jan. I got your back.
So,
Thank you.
so the goal of the second video is basically showing that Superman has been exposed to kryptonite. He had to go see a PT. The PT's working with him, and she needs to test him or teach him or test him out by doing a lift test by lifting a car. And then she tells him that he can't go back to work yet because he could barely lift the car. Lex Luthor comes in and says, "Oh, he's fine. He can go back to work." Um, and then this is a really cool video when you guys get home and you can watch it. It'll actually show Lex Luthor's FCE findings or results, and we call that the evil notes, if you will. And then it'll show the PT, the good example. So basically, it'll show Superman's able to return back to work at light duty according to
Good.
uh, United States Department of Superhero guidelines or whatever it says, something like that. So it's really cute. So essentially,
That sounds great.
it sets Superman up, showing that he's going through the FTE process to some extent, and then yeah, you can go ahead and advance through that. And you want to take it towards the
So
end.
this one is the one that'll introduce the demo section. So you'll see this video, and then we'll do Lori's demo, and then this is the next thing in the Prezi, which is the next video. So Merritt, do you want to tell them about this one?
So this video really just goes back to Superman has figured out and learned how to get through a bad FCE because he's got knowledge now. He understands it. He's learned it, and so now the effects of kryptonite doesn't bother him anymore. And Lex Luthor is basically surprised by this, and he basically says, "Lex, it's over. You're done." Da 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 da. And I'm trying to remember what else. And I'm trying to remember what.
Introduces Robin at the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it introduces. Yes, this is where it introduces Robin. That's right. That's right. Um,
So Robin has her thing. So Robin does her findings and application. She goes through strong FCEs, questions, what should you look for in your next FCE, documentation, performance analysis, consistency and cross-test analysis, and then looking at FCE conclusions, consistent or inconsistent, and then goes through a review of that. So condensed a lot of those, Robin, but I think most of your information's there. And then we come to back to the big screen. I'll actually add one more slide in here, which will be our final video, and then this will be kind of the end, this big shot of Superman overall here.
yeah, so essentially, as I mentioned earlier, the final video, all it really does is basically, I think it's going to bring Superman and Lex Luthor being homies at this point, BFFs, and we're going to kind of roll the credits, introducing our cast of characters, which would be each of you. It'll have your names and pull you, and then as your name is called, you just roll back up there. We'll do credits to Dr. Wall. We'll bring him up there and myself, and just say thanks to the audience, and we should be pretty much done.
That sounds great.
Questions, comments, thoughts? What do you guys think?
I think we're good. I'm picking up the sled and the boxes and stuff, Merritt. I'm just going to bring them Sunday afternoon. Is there particular places that you'd like me to leave them?
Yes.
Or will you be over there Saturday?
You're gonna
Sunday.
You're gonna go to Centennial Ballroom 1 and 2. They said
Okay.
you can go in there and you should be able to, I guess, leave it on the side and they'll be able to take care of it for you from that standpoint.
Okay. Okay.
I let them know and they're aware of that happening.
Okay. That sounds great.
Um, what else? Questions. What else? You have any questions at all, Robin? Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It looks really good. It looks like you guys have put so much effort into this, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to participate more, both with time and financially. Merritt, I apologize about that, but
No, you're fine.
it does look great, and the voice sounds great. So, although you could have probably done it too with your deep voice, but you know, I mean, I think it sounds great. I think that I just am going to know, but by the end of this, that I may have a lot less time, and that's fine with me. I'll just be able to, I'll do it the long version and the short, quick minute version, because I have a feeling it's going to, you know,
Yeah.
it's probably going to get us a lot of information. So I'm thinking it's probably not going to make it in that hour. So, but that's okay, you know. I mean, I think it's a lot of great information, so no matter what we get out there, you know, it's going to be good.
If we're able to finish up no later than 10 after 12, I think we're fine because they're heading to lunch anyway at 12 o'clock. And
Right.
they have lunch on their own, so it's not like they have to be running to somewhere. I'll just, always recommend to you guys as the speakers, we'll have Teresa at the very front. She'll be able to help guide you as far as timing because she'll be the timekeeper, if you will. And again,
Right.
we'll offer at the end. We'll get people copies of the presentation if they so desire. Teresa's going to be collecting information from them if they want to get a copy of it. So I think the big take home for this is that we just got to highlight this thing. We got to really go from 30,000 feet, give them a snapshot of what's really the good, the evil, and obviously important for you, Robin, is how they apply this information when they get back to the office.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's the key. I mean, and also the demos. I mean, because they see these FCE reports, you guys know that, and they really don't have a clue what we're doing. They really don't. So that's going to be key as you guys are showing the demonstration to actually walk them through verbally what this thing looks like and what are you looking for when someone's either being in a linger, not looking for a full effort, or this is a good reaction. And I think it'll be kind of fun once we maybe pull 1 or 2 people up there to actually try it out so they can see what it's like as well.
Do you have, this is not a critical question, but do you have a preference on what you want us to wear? Do you have a color or do you wear?
Not really.
Black shirt.
What's that?
I said black shirt.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm teasing Dan. They've got the black shirt uniforms.
Yeah, we're the women in black.
Is that Jan's thing all the time, black shirts?
Well, no, we just did this thing where our whole committee all wore black shirts, and everybody thought that was nice. So it was funny. But just no logo or anything, just a straight black shirt or whatever. I'm assuming you don't want logos on our shirts, or do you?
Yeah. My recommendation, just come business professional. I mean, you're going to be at a conference, so just I necessarily wouldn't, do a logo wear, but just kind of business professional attire, I think is fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah. What else, guys? What other questions? Anything? Does this make sense?
Yep, it does for me. So I just, Chrissy, I'm just looking forward to looking through it. So I guess once you can forward it, then we can get on and kind of look through the whole thing, right? And kind of,
Yeah, well, it should be in your inbox right now. I just sent it, Robin.
Okay.
So just click on the link. You'll be able to go through it. Yours, I did abbreviate quite a bit. Actually, I just got Lori's out of office. But I did abbreviate yours. But you had some great stuff. But I think I got most of the highlights. If there's anything in your presentations you guys see that you're like, Chrissy, you put this in there. I'd rather you have this. Just let me know, and I can make those corrections instantly.
Thanks for doing all that, Chrissy.
Emailing you? Yeah, thank you, Chrissy. I really appreciate that.
That's a lot of work. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So again, let's plan on no later than 10 o'clock to be actually in the Centennial Ballrooms 1 and 2. We could probably meet right at the back of the room and wait until these guys are done, and right at 10:30, we just go and make sure setup is where we want it and put your best looking faces on, and we'll get this party started and do a good job with this thing. I'm excited. I think it's going to be awesome. I was just telling somebody today, I really wish they can do like contests for the best presentations at this thing. 'Cause I think ours is going to rock. I really do. I think it's going to be good.
This sounds great. I'm excited to see it. This sounds really
I know. Yeah, it does.
And
Yeah, it's definitely more than just a regular presentation. It's going to make everybody else look bad. So.
and big kudos to Chrissy for actually putting this Prezi together, because I don't even think most people are even using this type of program yet. It's, as you guys start navigating through it, it's very dynamic and it's fluid. It moves, so it keeps the audience attention, and it's really cool during Jan's segment where it kind of switches from Superman to Lex Luthor in the background. And I also think the poll everywhere thing is going to really rock people as well. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Well,
Hey,
anything
Chrissy,
else?
let me just ask.
Huh?
Hold on just a second. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, wait. I'm trying to get to where I can just look at a certain area, so you just pull it in, zoom in and out, and then you can click on a
Yeah,
certain
if you
slide
click on
and
a certain
move it.
area, it'll just take you straight to that area if you just want to start there. Also, as you arrow through, at the bottom, you'll see like a little slider. You can kind of slide that little arrow forward, and it'll give you little thumbnail previews as you're going. You can do it that way, too.
Okay. I'm trying to
What you guys will do when we're actually in presentation mode is you'll just right-click. You'll hit your right arrow to go forward. Jan, you'll have a couple more things to do to get on the poll everywhere, and then get right back into the Prezi, but I'll show you exactly how to do that. And like Merritt said, I'll be right there beside you guys, so if you have any trouble, I can help you through it.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. Yeah, especially since I'm right after you, that'll be helpful. I'd like to have you.
Yes, exactly.
And do you want us to just stand to the side when everybody else, like as others are doing theirs, so that we can be there once the demos go on, Merritt? Or where do you want us to go?
One more time, I'm sorry.
So after we do our own part, do we stand off to the side ready? So when we get to the demo part, we'll be ready to be right back with the demonstration? Or how did you want us to do that?
I think that makes sense. So, I mean, we could probably stand to the side, and as that person does theirs, and then we switch over, so that way that person has the center.
Okay.
I think that's good. Yep.
Great.
Good. What else? Anything else?
No, I think I'm looking through it. I put too much in there. it makes me want to take half of this stuff out. Yeah,
and honestly, my research section, if I start to see people glazing over, I'll buzz through a lot of that. So I may not go my full 10 minutes. I may be able to zip through that a little bit quicker to give you guys a little bit of time. So that may work out there.
And so I'm looking at this, the in review section. That's not me, is it? I don't remember doing that, did I? I don't think
at the very end?
Yeah, the in review.
I don't know. I took straight from y'all's presentation, so.
I'm trying to think of if I did that or not. Okay, that's fine. I just wondered.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want anything you don't want, Robin, just email me and say, hey, Christy, get rid of this, this, and this, and I can absolutely do that. Not a problem.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's good stuff. I just don't remember writing it. You just improved it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you wrote it, Robin. I didn't do any content edits. So.
You're like, oh, is that the right way to do? Okay, I'll change the way I do my editing. I'm just using.
When did I write that?
So here's the funny thing. Mary and I were just talking about that today. He called me. Well, he called me and texted me, and then I turned around and called him back like 15 minutes later. He's like, I have no idea why I called you.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm getting old. I don't remember.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot going on. Well, and I'll be anxious to see it when I get to my destination, and look forward to looking at it.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, you guys let me know whatever you need me to edit. I can do right up until we present on Monday. So let me know.
Great.
Just emailing you is best if there is anything we want to take out or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
just email me. And again, if there's any last minute stuff when we're there on Monday, say, hey, Christy, get rid of this, this, and this, and I'll just zap it out. No problem.
Hey, and Robin, you know what I was thinking that might be kind of fun if you want to do with the audience? Feel free, since your stuff is more like body stuff in calisthenics, feel free if you want to have them stand up and do, if they don't have any bad backs or bad knees, and have them get out of their chair to kind of do stuff with you. I think that's totally fine. I mean, it'll kind of make it a little bit more engaging because they got to sit there for so many hours anyway. So that might be kind of fun.
Right. You're talking about when we're all showing just our little 3 or 4 minute
Correct.
session on. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you
Well,
have,
then the more I do that, the less I have to present at the end. So that's good. See? Yeah. I'm liking that. I'll just.
it'll be
I
kind of
can
fun.
handle it.
Or then get down there, do go down on their knee, do the stooping, kneeling, stand up, reach. I mean, it'll get them moving so they can. Because I mean, people don't realize how difficult those activities can be for folks.
Right.
They try it for themselves. They can actually feel and see the impact of it, and that's the whole key and whole goal of hopefully this presentation is that we get folks involved as opposed to just talking to them. So I think that would be really cool for you to do that if you choose to.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we do that, then I might just try to cut out some of this ending because it is just I can't. You know, when I get sick of hearing myself talk, then I know the audience is. I'm like, I'm reading through it, and I'm like sick of listening to myself in my head. So I'm thinking I might be able to delete some of the stuff that's repetitive, and once I look through like Jan's and everybody's, and just keep it straight to the point. You know, I mean, they don't need all this stuff. Ugh.
No,
Anyway.
that'll be good. That'll be good.
Oh,
All right,
gosh,
thank
Robin,
you.
you crack me up. Stuff makes me
Well-
ill. I'm not even, I'm sick of me.
I know, I am sick of me. I'm like, I'm done. You guys have heard enough because I'm done with me. So
I'm in the same
Anyway.
boat. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of slides. I'm going to be, hope they don't get sick of me.
yeah, well,
But
that's
it'll,
what I'm
it'll work
thinking.
out. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for doing all of it. So.
Yes, thanks. Big thanks.
No problem. Well, thanks, ladies.
No problem. Merritt's buying me a cake, bread, wine after this, so I'm looking forward to that. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna be, Chris, you're gonna be in a drunken stupor by the time I'm done. All right.
Oh, I love it.
You ladies have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you Monday morning.
All right.
See you then, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.